Hello, friends, and welcome to the Reset Button Online. My name is Carlos Alvarez, and today I have one of our very first luminaries here in the studios with us in Black Orange Film Studios, and it is the one and only Salvador.
Ramirez.
We always said Salvador and the last name, please. He's a really good friend of mine, but apparently sometimes I forget his name. Salo, welcome to my show, Pato. How are you doing, friend?
Doing good. Thank you for having me.
Of course. How can I not have a Reset Button episode without the one and only? I was actually telling Chris behind cameras earlier today, like, if I ever throw myself as a politician, Pato has some amazing footage as to what happened always the night before. You'll always have videos of me dancing crazy at the clubs and busting some moves. And then I'm like, Salo, I don't know why, but my back really hurts. And he's like, oh, let me show you why. As a matter of fact, you should not be able to be walking today. So he always has the scoop on anything that you guys want to see. You can always hit my friend Pato or Salvador. I'm sorry. The professional name is Salvador, not Pato.
Pato.
So, Pato, today I want to talk a little bit about negative talk, like self-negative talk, and how we so many times can create that self-sabotage as into why we tell ourselves, I'm not good enough for this. I can't do this. I can't achieve this. Like the whole thing associated with I can't, right? I want you, and I'll ask you a couple of questions, but just throw in anything that you have to talk about, like how we can help some of our listeners. And now, because of our friends here in our studio, that they'll be able to watch us now on some of the different platforms like YouTube. And how can we motivate people to not necessarily have these self-sabotaging or negative speech? I think that it's very important because we so many times, I think that we're the ones that stop us from doing anything. Yeah. So what do you have to say about that? Shine a little light this way.
Well, we are all like guilty of being our own, like you said, sabotagers on creating our own negativity. Like even though we try to be as positive as we can with, even like at the salon, behind the chair, we try to be very, very positive with all of our clients. But
so let me interrupt you. Just in case you guys don't know, we are actually also stylists at Trademark Salon. If you guys need your extensions done or anything like that, call us at 832-717-3422.
Oh, he remembered the number. He didn't look at me like, what's the number again?
We do have a live audience today. Thank you guys for the laughs in the background. I love it. But anyways, go ahead,
yes,
at the salon.
It is very hard to, keep ourselves motivated to keep going. And a lot of times we, like you said, stop ourselves on all of the goals that we have just because I'm like, no, I can't do that. Like,
in what way? Like, give me a little bit of an example.
Like this year, 2024 was big for me because at the beginning of the year, I had
monumental leaps.
Yes.
Friend, you can brag on yourself. You grew a lot this year. You did great.
I've been, as a hairstylist, I mean, you have this dream of always having your own things, like your own house. So 2024 was the year that I was like, I'm going to have my own house this year, and I had to do it because for the past 6 years, I was like, no, I can't do that. I mean, I can't do it by myself. And obviously I have my husband that helped me, but
I remember you actually talking yourself into the want, and almost on the same, I don't know, sentence almost, or at the end of that paragraph, it would always be like, but no, I can't. Like you talked yourself out of many things where there was even a remote hiccup with something having to do with the purchase of the house. Yeah. Remember that first one?
Yep.
You're like, it's a sign. I'm not going to do this.
Yeah.
I can't do this. You know, it's like you talked yourself out of a lot of these things. How did you overcome that? What were some of the things that you did that you were like, F it, I'm going to do this?
Well, a couple of years ago, actually, you told me this, and I remember this every single time whenever I'm afraid to do something, Carlos told me, if you're afraid, do it, and do it afraid. Or
do it and do it scared.
Do it scared, yes. And now any little thing that I want to do, I just do it. And if I'm doing it scared, I'm doing it scared, and everyone can probably notice. But it's one of my things that I told myself that I was like, I need to do it. And that was it. And yes, there was a lot of times throughout the whole building of the house that I was like, I can't do it. I was like, I can just back out right now.
So it's
Like,
almost like you had a little angel and a little
yeah.
devil on your other side telling you, it's like, yes, you can do it. And there was like, no,
And
you
most
can't.
of the times the devil speaks more than the
Oh,
angel.
I think it's very easy to fall into, regardless of what it is. I think that more people are more drawn to drama,
Yeah.
into a negative, than anybody that is like, hey, you can do this. You're uplifting. I've always said that this is something that I actually learned from Garrett White, one of our friends over in, I was going to say over in Dana Beach, but now they're over in Miami. And he's an amazing motivational speaker when it comes to, remind me of his company. I'm drawing a blank right
Warrior.
now. Warrior, right? We as humans bond through what? I'm asking you. What do we bond through?
Pain.
Pain. It's a lot easier to relate with somebody through pain than it is to bond with somebody with pleasure,
Yeah.
right? Or by pleasure. So I think that it's very easy for us to, in the same sentence as you're coming into, hey, I'm buying my house, I'm doing this, it's easier to listen to that little devil that's telling you, you can't do it, Sal.
Yeah.
Who do you think you are, right? Than to listen to a little angel that's going like, yes, you can do it, rah, rah, rah. Or, like, it's easier for us to be like, you're right, devil.
Yeah.
I can't do this. Who am I? Right? That negative, that little sabotage, that negative, that what I always call, what is it that I always call it? That cacophony of whispers. Right? It's easier to listen to that negative.
Yeah.
What is something that you can do, for example, if you can tell to some of our listeners, what is something that you have been doing to not listen or to maybe not follow that path of that negative talk?
Well, I think it also depends on who your circle is. Because if your circle is mainly people that are naturally negative, you are automatically going to turn into this negative person.
Absolutely.
And this year, I keep saying this year a lot because this year was
there was a lot of
intense.
growth and there were a lot of things. Even, I mean, at the salon
Yeah.
itself, right?
And people tell me, why are you so distant, or why are you
So quiet,
quiet?
disconnected.
Yeah. So
Who were those people? Was it me?
Carlos was number one on that list.
Like, who told you all this stuff, friend? Was it me?
No, but your inner circle.
He just kind of turns into, like, side note, bottom fine person. He turns a little bit into a bitch. That's exactly what it is. It's not so much that you get quiet. He gets real bitchy. Like, truth be known, our friend gets a little bitchy. But anyways,
it's the truth. I mean, why hide it?
Why hide it? Exactly.
Yeah, your inner circle matters a lot, and just on who you trust with the
So
things
you
you're doing.
recommend then, sorry for interrupting you, but do you recommend, it's like, hey, if your circle of trust is nothing but festering negativity and all this stuff, it's like, maybe it's time for you to find new friends, right? Because what is it that they say? Misery likes misery kind of thing. So you're going to be drawn. What is it again? Misery loves company. Sorry, one of our live studio audiences was correcting me here. Thank you so much, Daphne in the back. But anyways, misery likes misery, right?
Yeah.
So then you recommend for them to weed the garden. Like, hey, the what is it that they say? Water the grass or whatever. The grass is greener on the other.
Today the brain is
you
not
know
working.
What, guys? I'm a little foggy. I'm not gonna say why, but I'm a little foggy.
I have videos.
He always has the proof. He always has the video. You know what? We might have to give him a little glimpse at the end as to what it is that we did. But what is something that you would do, or what is something that you do in regards to? Sorry, I was being corrected to speak a little bit into the mic. What is it that Salvador does? Like, aside from weeding your garden, because I'm no longer his friend. Apparently, I was one of the negative ones myself. Aside from weeding your garden, friend.
In what do you mean? What do I do? Like
as soon as you start feeling like you're going into that negative space, like what is a little strategy that maybe or perhaps you do to not fall into that?
I just remind myself that you just have to do it. Like, just go through
Like that actor that's,
Anything.
what's the name of that actor? Like, I always with my, you can do it.
Yeah.
Mr. Schneider, exactly.
You just,
You can do it.
I mean, it's hard to put it in words because I can't say that I'm the most positive person ever, but
Close up to the camera. What?
how you always tell us, just leave the negative at the door
Check it at the threshold.
and
Absolutely.
don't bring it into your, like, I do this even at home. Like, yes, sometimes I'm bitchy, but the negativity doesn't come into my house. Like, just as how I treat the salon, it's not.
So you check the baggage from the salon at the door.
Yep.
For your house, and you do the same coming into the salon.
Yeah.
So you check your baggage, and that's probably a good way to do it. But I feel that sometimes it's a lot easier said than done. One of the things that I like to do is that I love the power of affirmations.
Yeah.
Like as soon as you have that little devil telling you you can't do it, it's like immediately looking back into that mirror and being like, you can do it. You're a badass.
Yeah.
You can do this. You can do this. Or you're beautiful. Or any phrase of affirmation for that matter, right? So people that are obese and you're like, you can hold on to this diet. People that are a little flubbery like myself, the new year, new me. We're going to be going to the gym and doing all these amazing
Everyone's
things.
starting the gym.
Everybody,
2025.
the poor gyms, my God, right? It's always the spike in memberships is always January 1st. New year, new me, who dis? But I think the power of affirmations is something that we need to practice a little bit more.
Yeah.
As humans, I think it's a beautiful thing that we can do. What is one of the things that, because I'm sure you pep talk yourself in front of the mirror, is it just me?
I do it sometimes. But lately, the past couple months, every time that I talk to myself in the mirror, I just start crying.
Okay.
I don't know why. Like this year has been this year again has been a very roller coaster for me. Like, I don't know why.
Well,
I mean,
you went
I do
through a
know
lot
why.
of things. I mean, 2024 marked, you've had growth. I mean, you had your home. We lost Michelle,
Yeah.
one of your greatest friends. And I had the pleasure of meeting Michelle because of you, and great human.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. I mean, because those are the little things that like you're saying, it 2024 for you marked a if we call it something, there was a lot of rebirthing.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of dying. And I'm not just talking about the physical death, but it's almost like you had to undergo your own personal death.
Yeah.
So that you could come and resurface as somebody new, right?
Yeah.
So what are some of these things, and share it? Like and go into 2024. And if you cry, let it out. Like, let's cry together.
No, I mean, it's funny because yes, I cry and I cry whenever. Sometimes you've seen me cry, but I'm a little tipsy sometimes. But I can't cry just like sober. And the only times that I cry
Who's
is
sober?
The only times that I cry is whenever I'm by myself.
It is water, people. It's water.
It's
Sorry.
water. It's not vodka. It's whenever I'm by myself. Whenever I release.
I love crying by myself.
Yeah,
Give
it's
me
the
a
best.
good, I always say at the salon, give me a good car wash. And by the time that thing comes out, it's like, okay, and that is
A
done.
little
And
drop
I'm
here and there.
completely reset myself,
Yeah,
like our podcast, the reset button, the reset car wash.
the reset car
But
wash.
anyway, so crying for you is a good way to release that emotional, you know, that.
This year it has been very good. Like, I know people say crying is good, but this year I've been practicing. Okay, I'm letting things go. And like you said, it was a good year for me. Business wise, emotionally, it was rocky, but like I said it, you just get through it, and
Just
life.
get through it. It's life. It's
Yeah.
life. I think that for you, as I'm hearing you speak, in order for you to become the person that you are today, because I think that we always become a better version of ourselves every single day. This is not funny, but I always tell my mom, I talk to my mother every single night, people. Yes, I'm a big mama's boy. And when I talk to her, I always say, it's like, yeah, another day lived, another day closer to death. You're like, you're so macabre, right? But it's the truth. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm always been a realist. It's not one of those like, let's sugarcoat it. I have, all this time. And I was like, again, going into negative talk. I mean, that's negative talk
Yeah.
right there. They become these little things that we do on the daily become imprinted. I don't know if you've heard it, all that kind of stuff. Like negativity actually imprints itself in our body,
Mhm.
like our kidneys, our heart, our liver, like, and it translates into disease sometimes.
Yeah.
What is it that you would like to leave our listeners, our viewers with? What advice would you give them?
Well, the advice that Carlos gave me, I already said it earlier. If you're afraid of doing something,
Wait, did you say that in a bitchy tone, or was that? Well, like I said earlier.
like I said earlier, no.
Excuse
If you're trying to do something in 2025, I know everyone's going to start the year off saying 2025 is my year. It is going to be all of our year.
2025 is gonna be my bitch, right?
Yeah.
And then by 20, can't wait for 2025 to be
By
over.
March, we're like, okay, get it over with.
By March, you're being kind. I would be by the end of January. I'm like, I am so over this new year,
Yep.
new me. Who it is?
No, if you're trying to do big things in 2025, do it scared, because at the end you'll see the reward. The reward.
I think that that's a really good thing for just to start off. I mean, 2025. I think it's going to mark a lot of change for a lot of us, and it's
Yep.
going to be a lot of. You know what I like to think about it, because I started this year with a lot of note taking. I showed you the other
Yeah.
day, and like it's so rewarding to see me putting like all of my little check marks next to my list. But I think it's going to be more so like tying the loose ends.
Yeah.
Because how many projects don't we have even for the salon that we're like, no, this year, no, this year, no, this year, and going through the notes, I'm like, holy crap! I mean, like we've been talking about this since 2019 to do X, Y, and Z, or
Yep.
about this one was 2018. By the way, I was asked, how long have you been with us at the salon?
I started August 1st, 2018.
Like the date?
Yep.
Why?
I don't know why I remember
why
that date.
August 1st? What do you remember?
It's just an easy August 1st.
It kind of reminded me of that. Was it in? Oh my gosh, that movie, Miss Congeniality. Describe the perfect.
Oh.
And then she's like, "What was the date?" It was August 14th.
Yeah.
Anyways. So for
So
you,
this year's
do
going to
it,
be
do it, and do
7
it
years.
scared.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
I know you jumped from one subject.
Truth be known, I'm a little ADD sometimes. Sometimes.
His notes are all over the place.
All over the place. They're on the wall.
Yeah.
So for you,
Do it
do it.
and do it scared.
And you've been with me for 7 years.
And I've been at Trademark for 7 years.
Oh my God. So and thank you for that. And if I were to give you guys a little bit of advice, is definitely live by the power of affirmation.
Yeah.
Tell yourself you can do it. Tell yourself you're a badass. Tell yourself that you can achieve that house, and visualize. I think affirmations are important, but also visualizing your affirmation is huge.
What I did also, going back to what
Yeah.
I did this year, was I created a, what's it called?
Storyboard?
Is it a storyboard? A dream board. A dream board.
Okay.
And it works, because then you see what your
That's
goal
visualizing.
is. Yeah.
But that's visualizing. I think that's very important. I think that if you visualize being defeated, the outcome is going to be defeat.
Yeah.
If you see yourself as the winner, you will be a winner.
Mhm.
And it might not necessarily be when you think it's going to happen, but it'll come eventually,
Yeah.
right? Like I love competition. You know that about me?
Oh.
I love me a good competition. And I enter
But don't we all?
competitions. Well, no, there's some people that
Yeah.
love being comfortable,
Yeah.
and
True.
they will never put themselves in that position. I love a competition because I love growth.
Yeah.
And I think that when we put ourselves in an uncomfortable position to the point where, well, let's talk about Naha, for example. For those of you that don't know, at Trademark Salon, we enter competitions yearly, hair competition. And we have, what are they called? Photographers. We have, sorry guys, I'm a little foggy. We have photographers come in, we have wardrobe, we have all these different things, right? And one of the things that I love to do is the process.
Yeah.
Like it's not so much winning. Yes, winning is beautiful, and I want to have the trophies and everything. But I enjoy the process of competition.
Maybe this year we'll record like
We need to, because I
from
think that
start
that's where
to
the
finish,
magic. I
so
think
that
the
everyone,
magic is the
yeah,
process.
so that everyone sees what it really is.
Because you see a picture, like we have this beautiful picture here with our friends in Black Orange Studios. So thank you for the set, by the way. Um, did I say your name right? Black Orange? I did say Black
Yeah.
Orange, right? Okay. My ADD is kicking in, people. Mayday, mayday. But people just tend to see the finished product.
The end result, yeah.
But it's like how the magic that occurs
Yeah.
behind the lens. I think that that's the story that very seldomly gets told, right? And but anyways, going back to what we're talking about, the negative talk and all this other stuff, and I think visualizing yourself as a winner
Yeah.
it's a huge thing. If you want a car, visualize yourself with the new car. Like give it the brand. You know, you want a BMW, you want a
Mhm.
Mercedes, you want crap. If you want a Camry, whatever it is that you really want, or you want an apartment,
Yeah.
visualize. You want to get out of your parents' house, like visualize yourself in your own apartment. You want to get married, visualize yourself with a partner. And the important thing is not just visualizing. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Visualizing yourself with a partner or whatever. Is give it the details.
Mhm.
Give it the details. You want a boyfriend? Oh, he is. Uh, what was that song that was huge with TikTok? He was blue eyes, trust fund, and you don't know all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like visualize the person that you really want to be attracted to, and somehow the universe has a way. You know, whatever it is that your faith may be, you might say it's like, okay, God send it to me, or Christ send it to me, or the universe send it to me, or Mother Nature send it to me, or the old shoe send it to me. Whatever it is that you guys believe at nowadays, but visualize it.
Yeah.
I think visualizing is a very important thing that goes with affirmation. Beautiful. So to sum it up, to our viewers, to our listeners, you will say, do it and do it scared. Well, guys, there you have it. Our friend Salvador has spoken. He told us to do it and do it scared. And it's very true. I want you guys to really start this week with visualizing, doing your affirmations, and making sure that you guys stop talking negatively to yourself. Believe it or not, our body cannot differentiate when you are self-sabotaging or when you're talking to yourself negatively. Your body will listen and it becomes its mantra. So if you're saying, I'm not good enough, guess what? You won't be good enough. If you are not skinny enough, guess what? You won't be skinny enough. Or all those different things that we
Yeah.
tell ourselves. So, guys, I wish you the most amazing week this week. Thank you guys for resetting yourselves with us. Salvador, thank you very much for joining me today in this amazing studio with our live studio audience. And it's been amazing having you here, friend. Thank you for joining
having
me.
me.
Absolutely. And guys, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. Do not forget to hit the click, like, subscribe, and make sure that you follow us. Tell all your friends about the reset button. We're going to have some amazing luminaries joining us here very soon. And I'll see you guys very soon. I'll see you next week. Thank you guys for watching. Bye-bye.
Mhm.